Hey everyone. In this video I'm going to show you guys how to take apart an Xbox 360 controller and pretty much put it back together. I kind of taught myself how to do this. It's not that difficult. It's more difficult than the Xbox One controller, but it's still doable. You mainly would only need to do this if you want to change the skin. Say if you have like I have a Halo controller, the insides wore out, so I just put the insides from the controller like this and there. Easier to fix, cheaper parts. So anyways, I got a toolbox full of various little odds and ends for game controllers and Game Boys, and I even got some skins. This could actually get thrown away. PlayStation controllers are difficult. I never take them apart at 4, but the 2s and 1s, difficult. You need a security Torx bit screwdriver. I got this from a local car parts store. I forget what the actual size screw is. I'll know in a second. Okay, it's looks like a T9. It's kind of hard to read, but I'm pretty sure it's a T9. So there is this screw, this screw, this screw, this screw, this screw, and there's one under here. Kind of want to say there's one more. Oh yeah, and two right here next to the battery compartment. So let's take it apart. Try not to lose the screws because you'll probably have a hard time finding replacements unless you have a bunch of spares like me. I prefer to buy new controllers as opposed to used ones because the used ones you never know what you're going to get. That's kind of why I had to do this job so many times, because I use controllers. It's actually a used controller at the local thrift store. It's actually an alright price, but the more you take apart these controllers, the more the threads wear out for the plastic, and eventually you gotta buy new skin. So in the long run, it's actually better to buy a new controller. In all reality, how often do you use a 360? The 360 is still a good console, but it's not the newest one out there, and most people have the Xbox One by now. This one's getting stubborn. That one got stuck to the Torx bit. Alright, and next it should just lift off. Leave the button face down on this, because all the buttons will fall out if you don't. Unless of course you're replacing that part. And then in that case it doesn't really matter. I must have missed a screw. Oh yeah. The screw right underneath this barcode. Obviously this controller hasn't been taken apart. Right now it should just pop apart. Remember, face down. or all the buttons will fall out, and then that's a whole mess you gotta deal with. And the 360 controller is kind of nice because if you ever have to replace a motor, I save all the motors from my old controllers I take apart. It just unplugs basically. Anyways, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to break the plug. It's kind of hard to do on camera with one hand. Most of my controllers have the black triggers, so you can actually take this apart if you just bend the plastic a little bit. I don't think there's any screws holding it in. It's been a while since I took one of these apart, and I kind of have to retrain myself. There should be another screw around here somewhere that pops out the circuit board. No, just pry on it. Just pry on it. And I kind of went against my rule. I did it at an angle, so kind of fell apart a little bit. But for the purpose of the video, I'll show you guys. It doesn't look like the D-pad comes out really easily, but the little rubber pad does. It's replaceable if you have an extra, and it only goes on one way because the little notch. Kind of need 2 thumbs to get it on, but it's doable. Sometimes with these, no, I don't know what you call these, but like my Halo controller, it actually has kind of a blue tint to it. And if you replace it with just a regular Xbox controller, the green just doesn't go through it right. So you gotta change this part if the color is different. I think the Halo controller is the only one. Anyways, I think this only goes in one way. So you can see it has little notches. I have it on backwards. Now I have it on right. Like I said, it only goes on one way. The Xbox One controller is much easier to take apart. It's actually designed to be taken apart, in my opinion, opposed to the 360. Make sure this is centered on right, or it may not work. All these buttons have little notches, and they're all different, so you can only put them in one way. I still like to have an extra controller as reference. This is the Xbox original controller. Go get a 360 controller. Got this custom made controller I bought off eBay for like $5. It's poorly painted. The paint's wearing off, but still unique. But I'm just going to use it for on here. So here's the yellow one. Yellow goes on the top, but if I try to put it anywhere else, it's not going to go because the notches just aren't there. But it fits perfectly in the top. Okay, and B goes off to the side, so we'll put that over. X, and then we're going to do A. And these little buttons, as far as I remember, they pretty much go in the same way. You can't really mix them up too badly. But they are supposed to point like opposite, like turn signal indicators, 2 opposite ways. Be careful with the motors because you can't break them. These little thumbsticks, sometimes the plastic wears out, and sometimes the thumb thing wears out too. These ones actually look decent, but very often the your Halo controller or whatever has different colors, or it might even have a different texture. Don't know too much about these controllers, but they are interchangeable and replaceable. And I think you can buy covers for worn out ends, although I never bought one before. Oh, I missed a step. No rubber piece. This one feels like it's in really good condition, so I'm going to leave it in there. Hardest part of this whole job is making sure the D-pad
Lucy?
Yeah?
You want to go get a Christmas tree with Chris and me?
When?
Right now.
I need to finish.
Creek?
I need to finish putting this back together for a video.
Okay. I'll look much longer.
I'm almost done. I just need to screw it back together and put the circuit board back
I'll
in.
tell him we'll be down in a...
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay.
I was talking to you guys, not her. Anyways, don't know why this is being so stubborn. Well, hopefully I don't break them. Alright, just slide this back in here. I don't think the motors matter what side they go on. Well, I think they'll plug into either side, but there are different weights, so it probably actually does matter. Even though they'll both work, technically, for it to be 100% authentic, it needs to be in the right spot. As far as I know, there's no screws. I didn't take any screws out for this. Just put that back cover back on. Sometimes it could be kind of difficult. Do not flip it upside down until you screw it together, or you lose all your buttons and you give yourself more work. Oh, I see what I did. The springs for the battery were out, which doesn't even apply to me because I use rechargeable battery packs. I hate buying disposable batteries. Okay, it's all in. What I like to do is I like to just put a couple screws in. I mean, put them in all the way. This is just a parts controller, by the way. I always keep an extra parts controller around when I can, because the controllers do wear out. I don't really have I don't really have extra Xbox One controllers, but they're all relatively new still. 360 controllers are much older. And just feel all the buttons before you get too far along. Make sure they have the normal feel of them, like it feels like you're actually pushing a button. D-pad's always where I have problems. I think it's okay, but just be really careful of that circle when you put it back on. I think it's good enough, and I'm not too concerned about it because this is a parts controller. I have expensive taste, so I like the fancier controllers. I would recommend buying a quality Torx bit screwdriver, because I never had this problem, but I've had it with screwdrivers where the end just strips out and then you ruin your screw, and then if your screw gets stuck in there, then that's a problem. A problem you do not want to deal with. This one's made out of all aluminum, so it's a pretty nice screwdriver type thing. I think I paid like $12 for it at the local Winchester Auto Parts. I only went to the car parts store because the hardware store wasn't open very early in the morning, and I was going on a trip, and I was thinking, hey, why not take apart one of these controllers on the road? Give me something to do. That one's just spinning. I'm not even sure if it's seated. Well, I might... Oh no, it works. I was thinking this controller hasn't been taken apart before, so this thread should be worn out. And that's it. I bet you if I plugged it into my 360, it would function perfectly because everything seems well. But I probably won't test it because I'm not really into the plain Jane controllers. I like fancier ones like this one. This one can't be bought. It's actually a very nicely hand-built one. Alright, you guys, over and out.